What's up guys, Matt Tolbers. So today I'm going to do a quick review on this Bluetti PV200. This is kind of their middle one. They also have a 120 and a 350. So I mean, they're all kind of made about the same. One's just obviously bigger, one's smaller. So you can add multiples of these together. So just because this one's only a 200 watt doesn't mean you can't get another 200 watt and have 400 watts or get a third and have 600 watts. It just depends on what kind of power station and what your needs are. So I'm going to show you guys this quick and then we're going to go outside and I'm going to plug it in. We'll see how efficient it is, but this is definitely not your like super cheap solar panels. You can get really cheap, lower quality panels, which might work pretty good. But if you got a little extra money and you want it to last a long time, maybe something like the Bluetti's PV200 would be good for you. So and this is also not your like glass solar panels that are made to be permanent or pretty permanent in locations. This is a very like portable one, folds up really nice, very high quality, made to once in a while get a little rain on it if you happen to leave it out and it starts raining. I wouldn't recommend leaving it out in a downpour if you can, but you should be okay. And it's very high quality, so let's look at this thing. Here it is, the Bluetti PV200. So you can see it's got a really nice like hard plastic handle on it with their logo. It's got this nice like gray, like kind of honeycomb type fabric on it. Very nice, feels high quality. There's their Bluetti logo also. And then let's flip this thing around. And so here's the back. So these are the little straps. You just push that in, obviously, and you pull that out to unfold it. Got them on both sides to keep it together. Here's their little zipper pouch. It does have a like waterproof seal, or at least water resistant. I wouldn't like dump this thing in the water, but it should keep rain out of there. And then you got your cord, your MC4 cord to plug into your power station, or the cord to your power station to charge it up. So I think it's a 12 gauge cable and I think it's 10 feet long, so good length. And then here it does say all the technical details, which I like. Model PV200, peak power 200 watts. Solar cell has those monocrystalline, so these are like the very high quality, like efficient solar cell lamination. It's ETFE, I think that's just like the coating they put on it. Cell efficiency 23.4. I know that's high from looking at other ones. Voltage 20.5. Current at max power 9.7 amps. Open circuit voltage 26.1. Short circuit current 10.3 amps. And then your operating temperature is -10 Celsius to 65 Celsius. I'll put what that is in Fahrenheit because I don't work with Celsius, so I'm not sure what that is, but I think that's a pretty broad temperature range. So just zip that back up quick. And then the other thing on this back side is the little leg for it. It does have a little Velcro strap. So this does Velcro down, and then you can just unpin this. This to pin all the way at the bottom is just basically to help keep this leg tight on there, but you can take that off obviously when you're going to use it. And you got your 45-degree angle, and then it's plus or minus 5 degrees. So you could do 45, or you could do like 40 or 50 degrees depending on what angle the sun's at you think's best. I'll probably just keep it at like 45. Will probably be fine most of the time. But so we're gonna go outside and demonstrate this here in a second, and I'm gonna show you more of the legs. Fortunately, I do not have a Bluetti power station to demonstrate this PV200 on, but this should show us just fine what we're getting. I did have the EB55 and I loved it. This thing's just a bigger power station. That's the only reason I kind of upgraded. This is a 2,000 watt-hour power station, but I may be getting a bigger Bluetti here eventually. And this power station has an Anderson style plug to plug the solar panels into. So you plug that in the side, and then you got your MC4s. Then the MC4s connect to those MC4s, and then you're good to go. So have no issues. And even if you have a different style power station that doesn't have Anderson or whatever, you can just get the MC4 connectors or extensions to plug into different style power stations depending on what you have. There's different attachments, so you just like literally just plug that in depending on what type of power station you have, or then they have ones like this. I'll have a link to this stuff in the description if you guys want to check it out. And then I also have these like 20-foot extension cords, the MC4. So basically, this has a 10-foot cord, and this has like a 2-foot cord. So I'd get about 12 feet to keep this out of the sunlight. Well, this just adds an extra 20 feet of extension to keep it out of the sunlight. And I do have a couple like parallel, I think they call them like Y extensions or Y cords or whatever. So if you wanted to plug multiples of these together to get to charge this bad boy fast, or whatever power station you have, you may want to plug them in parallel depending on what you want to do. I know some people plug their solar panels in via series, I think it's called. I'm still pretty new to solar panels, so I just got those for now. Here we go, we got the PV200 out in the sun. I don't know if it's directly at the sun, but it's pretty close. So this thing only comes with 3 legs. It does not have 4, but these legs are actually pretty wide and thick here. So I have it set at the 45-degree angle. I think it's kind of clean to have the logo there. I don't think you really need a leg, but it does kind of like sag down a little bit. I could probably pull these apart and maybe straighten it a little bit more. But I think it's kind of like that because these all fold together and gives room for these panels to flip in there and be encompassed by it. But so here it is. I'm about to open this zipper and plug it into my Alcatel P2001 here, and we'll see if we can reach it without adding those extensions. I want to keep this kind of in the shade. Bluetti did connect these panels in parallel. So what's nice about these things is a lot of them, like say if you get a little shade from one tree on this panel, normally all of them would basically get no power. All right, so I did hear it click on. Let's see here. So far, it's saying we're getting, oh, it's shooting up. Hope you guys can see. I apologize if it's shaded looking. Let me try to aim with this a better angle. Guys, I apologize. I was being dumb. I'm at 100% power. How's it supposed to charge? So I'm gonna quickly plug in this little heater. It's pulling like 700 watts, so we're gonna drain it down a tiny bit, and then we'll plug that back in. Because I was wondering why it was like shooting up 100 and something watts and then it started going down quick, is because my power station was not accepting that power because it's so full. So I'll be back in a couple minutes. 1,047 watts, I'm down to 91%, but currently I have these like clouds over, so once these clouds go, I am about to test out this solar panel. So it looks like we got a quick break in the clouds. It's now 79 degrees, so I'm about to plug this back in and let's see what we're charging at. All right, so I plugged it back in. We're at 163 watts, 164. Wow. I was thinking about 150, but it is pretty sunny, so that is good. We're doing 160-ish watts, 160 to 164 watts currently. See, there's the panel, and there's the sun. I would say it's almost no clouds right now. And August 1st at about 2:30 p.m. Hope you guys can see that. 160 some watts. So in my opinion, that's pretty efficient. What would it take to get into the 170s, 180s? I'm not sure. Maybe a little bit, like maybe that little bit of grass is taking a couple watts off. I'm not sure. I don't know if this is like calculated the perfect direction, but I would say that's pretty good. So there shouldn't be any real shade. So check it again. Yeah, it's went down a couple. No, it's going back up. So yeah, around 163. It's 80 Fahrenheit out now. It's gotten a little bit warmer. So like I said, these things are actually wired in parallel. So what I want to do is I'm going to put this towel over one, and let's see what the watts drop down to. Hope you guys can see it's getting 121 watts now, which, like I said, some solar panels with one covered, you'd get like 1 or 2 watts or 0 watts. Like it wouldn't even register. So I do like that
it's in parallel. I gotta change my camera so you guys can see. So I'm gonna cover 2 and we'll see. We should be at about half because before we're getting 160. So I'd say we're about at 80 watts if I cover 2. Yep, 81 watts, guys. So that's what's nice about having these in parallel, because now, you know, if you have a little bit of shade, you don't have to worry about getting 0 power to your power station. Say you weren't around or something to like look outside and say, oh, I got to adjust it. So I do like that. So let's go back to taking it off here and see if we shoot back up to around 160 watts. Oh yeah, 167. Hope you guys can see. She's going, oh, she went back down a little bit. So yeah, it's kind of moving around, fluctuating, but look at that, 167. Be sweet to see 170, but in my opinion, that's pretty efficient. Like I said, it's got those monocrystalline cells, so I guess that's like basically the top of the line as far as like efficiency, that 23.4% efficiency. So I don't know, I'm very pleased with these. And like I said, if you had a couple of these, you know, 2 or 3 of them, then you could really get some serious power to some of these power stations. As you can see, I know it's kind of ghetto, but we have the whole 28, actually be over 30, probably like 32 feet of cord. Well, we're still at 160 something. Wow. So it doesn't seem that the extension cord, maybe a water tube max, but it doesn't seem like the extra 20 feet of cord is really negatively impacting it. So I do like that. So like I said, if you got to set something like this out really far in your yard, I mean, you can get even longer cords that are like 30 or whatever feet. So, and I think this is 12 gauge, and I think that's 12 gauge, and these are 12 gauge. So I mean, you can get, you know, 10 gauge or 8 gauge or whatever, but that's what I got. Love about this Alcatel power station is like the cords literally just go right on top. You don't have to have like one of those carrying cases, and like you don't have a power brick with this. It's literally just this cord because it's a built-in power brick. So I don't know, I just thought I'd mention that. Now I'm just gonna kind of film putting it away quick here. Good to go. I'd say that took me less than a minute, maybe 45 seconds. So, and I'm actually pretty new with it, so I'm sure somebody could beat that record. All right, guys, we're back in the AC. I was very pleased with how this PV200 performed. 165-ish watts on average out of a 200-watt solar panel. I think that's extremely efficient. You may be able to get in the 170s, possibly touch 180 in like perfect conditions and like maybe perfect angle with somebody that knows what they're doing better than me. But I was very pleased with it. I don't think you'll ever get 100% efficiency out of a solar panel unless your solar panel costs like $1 million or something like that, then maybe. But yeah, I think it's a very high quality. If you pull it out of the box and you feel it, I think you'll be like, yeah, this is high quality. That'll be like your first thought. I think it's just very efficient, very nice. And if you guys want to get one, I'll have a link in the description. I think they gave me a code that's it's called Tolbers PV200. So I think that saves you like $30 off if you want to use that code. And then also if they give me any new code or I find any better code, I will put that in the description next to the link by this. So check for that. And yeah, I'm very pleased with it and I highly recommend it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.